Okay, another top 1% video, and this is the first custom shapes world. Previously, it's all been pre-builds, generic, springs, hydraulic, more generic. This is the first one, and the first level is a genuine, pure introduction. What is a custom shape? Well, you can only build in these areas. You can't actually build up here, and this guy just has to push this thing. The real trick to this level is you'll notice when he pushed it there, it just rotated. But on the bridge, it stays still the whole time. If it's rolling across your bridge, that's going to be much larger impacts. And the bridge needs to be a lot stronger. So it is some trial and error to get it to just move smoothly down the bridge. And then it rolls once at the end, but we managed to survive it. Sixth, top 1%. You'll also see through the course of this world why I think the devs should have focused a lot more on custom shapes. I think these ended up being their coolest levels. And a lot of the other things that they did were just kind of repeats from previous Polybridge games, which isn't bad in its own right, but when that's most of the game in the early game, mid game, and late game, it feels a bit bad. So this level, you just need to get the car across and these things spin. So we've got this dangle that's connected to this, and this has just one toothpick on the ground and is connected to this. This one's a bit of a pain to set up because anytime you change anything, there's the butterfly effect going across the whole bridge both ways. But it wasn't all that bad. Biggest part is just tinkering with this jump to make sure he lands in there. And we're going. And then this, obviously, you just make it the correct height. That's no big deal. This side's not going to butterfly effect too much. 7th place, top 1%. This level, I've got one solution that's top 1%, and another solution that's just something cool, where I thought it might be possible to make it top 1%, and quickly realized no friggin' way, but it's cool. So this level, it's the one where this side can freely rotate down, right? There's something blocking, like this just hinges right here, so this whole thing can pivot around this point. But it can't rotate this way because there's a thing blocking it. But when you get to the very end of your bridge, it can rotate the other way. For this bridge, you'll notice we don't even have any roads weighing it down. That's just because this part of the bridge weighs 9.92, and this rest of the bridge weighs less than half of that. So just by having the heavier part of the bridge on the left, we're not going to see it rotating. And we have a tiny little swing. You can optimize this. You can just like pull him to here and try to have a swing that's just braced off of something that you build up here that tries to swing him the whole way. I wasn't terribly interested in doing that, but I have another solution called the wheel. Nothing to do with top 1%, just a cool solution to show off. I wanted to find something to get him halfway and have him just go the rest of the way on his own. Yep. It does break, but not until after he gets the flag, so that one's nowhere near top 1%, but that's a cool solution. Our other one is 12th. Top 1%. This one, just the thing where this rotates up. No surprise, just a very thin bridge. We'll go back to stress visibility. 11th, top 1%. This is the level where these things, so this thing's going to spin around, which makes these move up and down in like a sine wave pattern. And they only hit your roads, they don't hit the rest of the bridge, so, you know, big dangle. Make sure there's a road gap where these things are poking down. The real tough part on this level is this guy's going in the water a lot. And if you get slowed down by it, or of course goes in the water, you lose. But if you get slowed down too much, you won't make it. And you'll see when you go in the water, like, you do get slowed down by it before you actually hit the water and lose. So it is a concern. 9th place, top 1%. Why have so many people bothered to do this? This is the level where when the car touches this thing starts falling. So I have this very specific setup, the road here, the road here, the road here, that's just going to get them to flip over and flip back over and basically just go all the way straight down, because you need to get this checkpoint and then go all the way across. When I made this solution, it was number 1, actually by quite a bit, like 600 or so. But since then, I think some other people have taken the solution and improved it, because now I think I'm 3rd. Yep, 3rd, top 1%. There's some Polybridge 2 levels that are similar. Like, okay, this is the level where both guys go at once, and you... Do I actually have a, yeah, something like this, where they both go at once, but I've got a thing to stop this one from going, and they're gonna kind of fight over this thing in the center. You can see without this road stopping him, we're gonna run into some issues when this guy comes crashing back down. He's gonna break our road. So this solution here, we've got a trapdoor on the right side, and this guy just goes first, so we don't need any trapdoor contraption on the left. This guy just needs to not get on the bridge until this one's done. And each of them can easily push this thing out of the way, no big deal. And these banana bridges are pretty good at handling impacts like that guy jumping. And the right side, we've got a banana split, where we skip a wood. 17th, top 1%. Ah, yes. This level. So this level... Do I have like a... Yeah. I've got a more normal solution to this one. This guy's gonna... This whole thing rotates clockwise. And the guy jumps in there, grabs the checkpoint, gets out, does a sick wheelie. Of course, I've got some road up here. It's quite a lot. If we just delete that for a second, you can see this kind of is like a little bit of a swing. With all this road, it's a lot of bit of a swing. And we just get out there. This was first place when I made it. I imagine this person's doing a similar thing. Just a guess. I do always put my first places on the gallery for others to see. Top 1%. Ah, this level. This is the one where these two cars are braced together with their back spoilers wedged into this thing. I think for my original solution, by the time it made it to YouTube, it was already something similar to this. This is just trimmed down, very cheap, so very thin banana bridge. This contraption made super tiny. And they flip over just barely. There's a little gap. That road doesn't quite go all the way there, so they can get back across. $19th, top 1%. Oh goodness, this level. Do I have like a legit solution? Okay, so this is the level. There's one of these things spinning, which moves this part of the bridge down and then back up. And this guy has to go all the way across, get this checkpoint, and then get to the other side, so I made this really massive bridge. Of course, for top 1%, I have one road. This internal configuration of ropes is purely so that the thing doesn't break. You can actually make a braking solution for much less, but let's see what this looks like. He gets on it, and he falls, and then spins, grabbing the checkpoint, and just skids across. And why did that break? That's weird. It's not supposed to break. Is this one of the levels that's not deterministic? That would be unfortunate. Huh, I guess so. Because on the non-breaking leaderboard... Wait, oh, no. I loaded the wrong one. I loaded lowest budget, not lowest budget unbreaking. I did say you could easily make it break but be cheaper. Yeah. So yeah, this internal rope thing just makes it spin rather than break. Second place, top 1%. This was second place when I made it. Actually, when I made this, the next person down was like 1,500 something, so there's been some improvement since then, and I don't know what Soul Wager's doing. Probably just find a way to use wood. Ah, yes, the Jenga level. So this one, oh god, I don't even have a normal solution anymore. This is the one where this is a big Jenga tower, and you have to find a way to push it over. And you can build 2 bridges. Of course, screw building 2 bridges. We're just gonna climb to the top of the tower. And then we kind of wedge ourselves in there. Think. As far as I know, when I made this solution, I was the only person doing it. Smithy was still number 1, but he's doing something with just some noodles on each side. I don't know how he got it working. And I don't know if Zen has taken this solution and improved it by 20 bucks or is doing something else. But yes, third place, top 1%. Yep, noodles. What are you gonna do? I had to actually jump through some weird hoops to get this guy back up the other side of the bridge. But anyways, 7th place, top 1%. And that's the end of that world. I definitely think that something, if Polybridge 4 is ever going to exist, I definitely want the devs to focus a lot more on the custom shapes. And also, I think instead of foundation, what would have been neat is if the levels themselves just had things where you could control parts of the level. Like if say the level just had a static joint and you could like move it horizontally or something. And that could just be on like a per level basis. That would be neat. Yeah. I am not done with this world's top 1%. I don't even think I'm halfway done, but that's all of up through the 3 sheep difficulty. So I'm not sure when I'll have this video out, hopefully soon.